You're listening to Kelsey and Maddie with Roots and Rise.
Rooted in real life, rising anyway.
Is that no? Because we're cheerleaders. I'm wearing a maternity dress today, and Maddie's cute, and she's wearing
I gotta go run later today.
her fitness outfit. Okay, we're talking about discipline and motivation today.
We're debunking the myth that like discipline is straight edged and hard to make whimsical, because we literally have made a life out of turning discipline into whimsy.
That is, I mean, I'm
You
literally
can be a
been talking to you about it
bitch.
for the past hour about the whimsical discipline of life.
A lot of times people be like, if you're a super disciplined person, you're rigid. And you David Goggins it. If you don't know who that is, just do a quick Google. He does crazy stuff. He has no fun. He doesn't have fun. The things he does.
Do you think that Dave Ramsey has any fun? That's a person that like just really needs everybody to be out of debt.
Do you ever think that like it's kind of crazy that his job is to get people out of debt and he makes money doing it off the said people?
And I'm like, I bet he has a whimsical ass view of life, but he just won't share it with people. It's deep down, maybe.
I don't know. People that are like that are usually not whimsical.
Oh.
Do you know what I mean?
I want to meet him and be like, what's your whimsy? Do you spend...
What's your weird habit?
Yeah. What do you like?
Do you go on... He's like, don't go on vacations. Don't do this. I'm like...
Is that if you're in debt, don't go on vacation? Here's my thing though,
That's probably really good advice.
My take on this is like, I think with discipline, this is how I've always been all my life. And with motivation, discipline, any of it, I also have to have a very clear vision of what I'm doing. People... And that's why I do a lot of different weird things, and I'm successful at a lot of weird things because I can see the vision. And if I can see it through to the end, then I'm like, good.
Right.
I will jump that rainbow into that pot of gold, no problem. It's when I can't see myself at the end of the race where I can't get motivated and I can't be disciplined for it.
There has to be a goal.
There has to be a goal, and it has to be like right now, I'll just be so transparent about this.
Yeah.
I was telling Maddie that I have a 5-year itch that has happened since I was 15. At 15, my mom died. I went into foster care. At 20, I won Miss Oklahoma. At 25, I got married. At 29, 30, I had my first kid. I'll be 34 in July, and it's coming earlier than I thought, but I'm like, I have to move because we've lived in our house for 5 years now. So I can feel in the house that the 5-year shift is shifting. I have too many people in my life that are like, why do you want to move? And I'm like, because and Maddie and I were agreeing on this. It's like, there's nothing wrong with my house. I have everything I ever wanted. I am so grateful. And yet the itch is still present, and everything that I need to change, I really can't change without investing the same amount of time, energy, and money that it would take just to move into the house that already has everything I want.
Right.
And there's this, and I know I'm kind of getting into the weeds about a house, but it's like, it's not the house so much as it's like, I can't fix that part of me that needs the change. And I will I get blind. I put horse blinders on and I go blind. If I want something, I will literally do anything to accomplish it.
How do you discern whether it's you wanting it or what you're supposed to be chasing after?
Well, I think that I have a really strong intuition. I have a really strong intuition. I've walked into several houses where I'm like, oh, this isn't it. So it's not like I'm like, just want any old house, or like, for example, doing, like getting my mortgage license. I knew nothing about mortgage at all. Nothing.
Right.
No background in math or any law, anything. I just get this thing that like takes a hold of me. Like it feels like a different person, and it just like becomes everything all at once. Same with pageants. That's why Miss Oklahoma happened once. I competed one time and then it was done because it is an all-encompassing fire. It is everything in me. The reason why acting, I think, was harder to make that work is because I had to wait for somebody to tell me I could. Auditions were like, you're allowed to audition. If I could have auditioned all day, every day, 15 auditions a day, I would have done it. No question. I was in every acting class you could possibly be in. I was working on every aspect of being an actor. But if there isn't a goal I can feasibly reach without somebody telling me I'm allowed.
But in acting, you had to wait.
I had to wait for somebody to tell me I was allowed to audition. I had to wait for somebody to tell me I was allowed to be cast. I had to wait for somebody to tell me I was allowed to be on set. I had to wait for somebody to tell me I was allowed to go to a certain level. And it's like, no, I have this infinite amount of firebolt, lightning bolt in me. When I allow it to just go, that's why I'm like, if I ever ran a marathon, I probably wouldn't even have to train, because my mind would just be like, you're doing this.
You would die.
Probably.
But it would be like, yeah, Kelsey went and did that. Now she's hospitalized, but she finished.
We talked about my funeral. How like in my funeral, it's going to be a long eulogy of like, she was.
Right.
All of these things.
72 different occupations.
But I think the motivation is, I think that sometimes the whimsy for me is directly correlated with the motivation and discipline, because I believe in the spiritual aspect of it. I believe in the whimsical fairy that takes over me and is like, you're gonna do this thing now, and it doesn't actually make any logical sense. So I think that that's where you come in, because you allow discipline to be something that's a practice, not something that's like spiritual, which I think is hella important.
Yeah. Then this is where we're talking about the marriage between the two.
Yes.
Where you can have spiritual discipline, you can have whimsical discipline without having rigid discipline or negative discipline. Are you getting so much dirt in your eyes? What? Oh, you need sunglasses. Here, borrow mine.
It's a dusty ass. I love this now. This is a vibe.
Incognito.
Can you imagine if I was like just maternity dress, just chilling?
Just chilling.
Yeah,
I think so. What we talked about is, if you wait till you're motivated, it's going to come and go. Motivation is emotional. Discipline is more identity rooted. It's your anchor. It's just what you do. So, for instance, a lot of people will be like, I want to do this, but I don't feel like it today. You know what I mean? And it's like, well, if you're always going off what you feel like you should do, you're missing the opportunity to compound that 1% each day into becoming what you want over a period of time. So like, for instance, not everybody has the energy to firebolt something completely. Like, most people don't.
Sure.
Like they start and then they're like, this is a lot. All my energy's gone. And then they die off. But if you're able to pace yourself through discipline by making small things happen each day, you're actually leaving more space for whimsy and fun.
I think a good example of what you're saying that I've experienced. See, I think a lot of people can relate to having a goal, like having a big goal.
Yeah.
And I really attach myself to the big goal.
Right.
But the visual of me winning sometimes is enough to keep me going on the days that I don't feel like it.
Yeah.
Which is maybe why right now, like, I sat down and Maddie was kind of like, is the reason why you're feeling this itch is because there's nothing big happening right now, and so you're having to create something big. And there's probably a lot of truth to that.
I think for most people, you're 4 years younger than me. Yeah.
No.
Yeah. 34 to 30. I'm 30. You'll be 35. So you're 3.5 years younger. And I remember feeling like, once you've done this, like, you spend your first up until like 35 pretty much, like, if you live in the Midwest. You do the like, okay, now I'm 16, now I'm 18, now I'm going to college, now I'm getting married, now I'm having kids. And then all of a sudden it's like, what are we looking forward to? What's our next big thing? What do we plan? Where do we go? What do we do? Like, I'm pretty sure Andrew and I went to Greece because we were like, we need something to do.
Yeah.
And it's because the moments, those big moments get more spread out. Whereas they were condensed to such a small amount of time there for like 20 years. And your brain starts going like, well, I'm always chasing this next thing. What am I going to chase now?
I think that's maybe where I'm at in this moment, but I also get, and I get like hyper fixated about every little thing because I get really fascinated about things that probably aren't important or don't matter. But I think that the thing I want to figure out right now is where can this discipline and motivation be used in my mundane everyday?
Right.
Like, where can it be used? And actually, one thing that I realized through watching and being a part of your subscription on Instagram, I'm really bad about prepping our week.
Right.
I'm really bad about it.
Yeah.
It does not interest me
Yeah.
to feed my family. I do not care.
Yeah.
I'm like, go figure it out. Like, I'm like,
Yeah.
I
There's
will
food
live
in the
off of-
pantry.
I'm like, I don't, who needs a meal? Like, that does not
Yeah.
affect.
Girl dinner.
Ugh, I love a girl dinner, and I could live off of a girl dinner. Like a piece of cheese and some popcorn.
Done.
And finished.
Yeah.
But Hunter's really been the leader of that part of our life when
Yeah.
he's like, let's plan for food. And I'm feeling more motivated because of his care and seeing the girls grow and how important it is to like make sure that they're prepped and prepared. Like, I'm starting to see seeds of that being planted in my life where it doesn't feel as important as winning Miss Oklahoma or going to Miss America. I'll never forget, like, running on the treadmill at the gym. I had just won Miss Oklahoma. Miss America was just like a couple months away. And I was listening to songs that I had walked on stage to and was sprinting full speed at 8 miles an hour because I was like visualizing. Like, I could visualize. And right now it's like, I still have that much energy in me, but I'm putting it toward meal prepping for my family.
Right.
And it's like,
How do
it
I
feels
get-
uneven. It feels a little odd. Like, I feel, that's why maybe sometimes I feel like people look at me like an alien. Because I'm like
this feels like, but then here's where you have to go. Where our mindsets are shifting in this season, where our goals are different. So there are so many benefits unrelated to cooking dinner that come from family dinners, healthy meals. Like, your children's future is being shaped by sitting down together for dinner.
Yeah.
And so if Sunday you have to write down what you're going to do or use it from the subscription, prep, order, and then you're making 3 dinners or 2 dinners a week and you're all sitting down to eat those, like, you're investing in your children's future. You're doing more than just cooking.
I think that, like, investing in my kids, I think the hard truth is that I'm like,
It's not that fun.
I thought it would be,
A lot more fun than it is. It looks really fun on TV.
I thought it would be different, right? Like,
Right.
this is what I mean by that. When I hear people say that, I'm like, be more specific. What
Yeah.
do you mean? I didn't think I would be so tired all the time.
So tired all the time. And it is. There's like, that's why I'm saying realistically, you don't need to sit down for dinner every single night.
No,
Even
but, like,
if your goal is 1 night a week, they're seeing how it feels, how it looks. This is normal.
Right.
We know how to, but like, also mom is having to get up 1,200 times because we need ketchup, we need a napkin, we need a water refill, blah, blah, blah. But then I can tell you as they get older, Ellis, go get that for her.
Yeah.
Viv, go get it for yourself. Don't ask me to do things you can do yourself. That's disrespectful.
Yeah, like,
you're
honestly.
learning those
Yes.
things because of the opportunity, and then
Yeah.
it's making the rest of our lives easier day to day.
As a mom, can sometimes be hard when it feels like you're in Groundhog Day. Everything is the same. Everything is like, it
Yes.
feels like you're experiencing the same day over and over again. And that we're in different seasons. Right now, you have daughters that can do things that
Yeah.
you used to have to do everything. I'm in the season where I still have to do everything. I think that my spirit sometimes gets crushed because they'll be like, we hate you, mommy. And I'm like, I have given up every part of who I am in order for you to have this incredible
Yeah.
life. However, that being said, I think that that's where, like, my tunnel vision will, I really am trying to operate with God in mind right now.
Right.
With my motivation and discipline, the way that it's functioned, because everybody's functioning on different levels. I see it in the Garage Gals. I see that, like, you have a lot of us are like kind of on the spectrum as far as like ADHD, ADD, we're all kind of all over the place. But then you have Taylor who can nail it in a classroom.
Yes.
just nail it. And you're like, it's fascinating to me.
Clearly her strength.
Yeah, you have Morgan, who I have never met somebody who goes through, like her and Courtney both are like the generals of the army.
Yeah.
The generals of the army.
If they were president and vice president of the United States,
period,
like everything would be fixed. We'd be at a surplus.
Absolutely. We'd have so much money we wouldn't know what to do with ourselves.
Yeah,
there'd be food everywhere.
Public schools would be better than private. Like they would just handle it all.
Incredible. And then you have the light that just shines, like the light of 1,000 suns. You ensure that everybody has their gifting. It's very clear that everybody has their gifting. Obviously, Kelly is like everyone's
the coolest person on the planet.
Jesus, Mary, and Joseph. Like honestly, no. Who's that cute? Like it pisses me off. Who's that girl?
It's her, but she's so lovable. You can't even hate her for it.
I know, right? And so I think that there's a piece of the puzzle where I have other women that I can look to who are doing it, who are doing the mom thing.
Yeah.
They're killing it in their life. And they're disciplined enough to get here at 5 a.m.
Here's where this is what you're saying made me think about. I think a lot of times we feel like most of our day is so rigid and disciplined. We kind of put those together like, well, I have to do this every day and I have to do this, I have to do this, that we're never going to feel motivated to do the things that we should be doing that make us feel good and keep us feeling like ourselves and maintain that whimsy for ourselves. For instance, getting up at the crack of dawn to work out together with your girlfriends. If you're by yourself, there's not enough discipline in the world to get up at 4:40. Some people do, David Goggins people, that are just very laser focused. That is a very small minority of people. The majority of people will never have enough motivation or discipline to get up every morning and work out by yourself at 5 a.m. But when you incorporate community, friendship, fun, and you do it enough times where you go, I always feel good when I leave. My friends will know if I'm not there. I get to have a hot coffee afterwards by myself in my car. It starts to feel more whimsical. Like I always am like, I get to hang out with my girls in the morning.
Adding whimsy to the motivation and discipline. That motivation has the emotional piece of it, and that is where the whimsy is born. The discipline is the thing that you do without thinking. And if you get up in the morning, getting up in the morning is a non-negotiable because I will have the worst FOMO ever if I miss out. And I always miss out the funnest.
No, it's not. You just think it is because you're not there for it.
Right. Well, that it's enough for me. It's enough for me to get up and go. And so I think that that's where right now in this season, I am so used to having that David Goggins laser focus on something that like the goal is clear. The goal is get your mortgage license, get that crown, get that medal, get that thing. It's like I don't have that right now. I have this general overview of my daughters being really happy and solid. That's
comes from 1,000 little choices.
Yeah,
each day.
that's not a medal you get. That's just it's 1,000 little choices, and it's monotonous. But I think that I've found if there's whimsy in the monotony,
then that's truly what it is living in the present.
Living in the present,
which is so hard. Yeah. I have a very hard time pulling myself to the present. The majority of the day, I'm thinking ahead. That's probably my biggest weakness. I'm an accomplisher. I have a list every day. I'm doing. And then a lot of times I'm so exhausted by the end of the day from chasing my day instead of enjoying it.
Yeah. Well, and you and I actually have opposite problems because I end up, my day is the battle of the past. A lot of the time I'm battling my past. I don't know why.
Well, because you have a lot of trauma.
Trauma.
I know,
so boring. God,
it's not. It's
such
made
a
you quite
boring conversation. Well, it's just not. I'll talk about trauma but it's just I get so bored.
But
when that's like your identity.
Relatable. I think a lot of people can relate that working through your past is really hard, and it can continue to try to pull you away forever.
I get this
daily work.
This is the feeling that I get though with the trauma thing is I'm like, I get bored with myself and so deeply annoyed. I'm like, oh my God, this again? You again? You again
Why are
with
you here, Mathilda?
Yeah, Mathilda, warm touch.
Go back to your
also,
hole.
that no one knows her name. No one gets it right. And I'm like, it's warm touch.
Because what do I always think it is? Worm tuck.
Worm tuck. And it's warm touch. And I think that's funny.
Warm touch.
Warm touch. And then she's just wearing far too big an overall. Always. Or it's an overall that's too tight around the hip, you know? But it's big everywhere else.
Oh, yeah.
And then it's like, that can't be comfortable.
We could
what you're
spiral on
wearing.
her
Oh,
all
I love envisioning her. But she's my whimsy because I think about like, I'm not going to do that because that's mean of me. There's a person that I'm thinking about who is literally the human version of baloney. And I'm like, I think of this person, human version of baloney.
Were you here when I was telling someone one time, like sometimes you just have to step back and be like, my life is just a sitcom right now. Like, what kind of character am I going to be? I'm done annoying myself. Like, if I was in a sitcom or a reality show or whatever, would the audience be like, she's so annoying? Or, oh, I love how she handled that. Or, oh, I love how she redeemed herself. Because if I'm annoying to everyone, it's a me problem.
This is what I get when I think about our reality TV show. I'm like, what are people going to think? They're like, I think, because right now we're trying to put together a reality TV show.
Yeah.
We really think that. I think this is a great idea, actually.
Happen.
But I'm like, I think Maddie will be America's sweetheart. Everybody will love her and be
I
like
don't know,
super
though.
motivated by her.
Maybe
And
I'll
like,
be Whitney Levitt.
I'm obsessed with Whitney Levitt.
She was the villain.
Oh, BS. Jealous much?
Right?
Jealous much?
She was pretty cringe in the beginning.
Whatever.
I know,
I like
but now
her.
we love
I don't
the
care.
redemption.
I watched the first episode and I was like, I hate this, first of all. I do not
this
like this
show-
at all. This is not good.
I know.
No, here's what I say though, because I do not hate on women. You will not catch me. You won't catch me ever in a hating moment. I will say though, I really want to wrap Taylor, Frankie Paul in a hug.
I don't agree with exploiting women, and that's what I think that's
it's BS.
doing.
I think she deserves better in her life, number one. And I'm like, but you will not catch me also being a hater of Whitney Levitt because I'm like, girl,
She's a queen.
oh, for sure. So I just don't, in my mind, I'm like, in our reality TV show, I think America's sweetheart, motivator, everybody's really inspired by you. I think that's a given.
Okay.
I think for me, I've got to be the comedic relief. That has to make sense.
Yes.
Right? Like that
You know
would make
yourself.
sense.
Yeah.
I think I'm the comedic relief. I think that somebody's going to be following me around and be like, what is she up to today? Well, I shit my pants, first and foremost.
Except for that, I actually really did do that.
A confessional, but you do it where it's like, oh, that's dainty.
Oh, I want to shit my pants now too.
That's dainty. Yeah, like she makes it trendy. And then I shit my pants and everyone's like, she has a medical condition. She needs help. And I'm like, I don't actually. I'm just trying to be on board. I'm just trying to get on the same page as everyone else. Honestly, it's the same thing when I wore Crocs for the first time in 8th grade and they weren't popular yet. And I was like, that's BS. I can't believe that you don't like these shoes. They're made out of styrofoam.
You can hose them down.
And everybody was like, those are ugly. And I'm like, you don't know what I know. I know things. And then everybody was like, these are so cool.
Yeah.
And then I had already moved on.
You were too early.
I was so early. I'm a trendsetter for the trendsetters.
Duh.
And I'm the comedic relief. And I'm a therapist to the therapist. But I am a little too weird for an everyday.
You're a little too weird for how pretty you are. That's always been.
That's what I want there to be like a confessional where I'm literally caught being like, I'm a 12 out of 10, but I'm also inpatient at an asylum. A model patient. I'm a model and a patient.
I mean, probably most are.
I just think that to me,
Yeah. You're
an absolute.
going to be adored because you look like people would be scared to talk to you, and then you open your mouth and it's like, no, I've never felt safer.
Do. And then I just could paint pictures of how everybody, all the women in our garage gals that make me feel like anything is possible. That's why I think, honestly, like even this topic about motivation and discipline, bringing it back, it's like, you could bring up any topic and I would direct it back to how community is directly correlated with it. Like if you were to talk about trauma and healing from trauma, community is necessary for that.
Find people who can relate.
Change, healing, going through medical healing, you have to have community for that. If you're, motherhood, community, necessary. Marriage, healing your marriage, community is necessary. I've never seen a situation where community does not find its way into the answer. And so with motivation and discipline, if you're finding like you're struggling with that, not to spiral off into our soapbox, but it's like, if you're struggling with finding out how to even begin that, a group of friends is going to be the way.
And how do you do that? You show up, and that takes discipline.
And the other way is like, I have a couple people who are like, I've had a couple people reach out through the podcast, shout out to you guys, who are like, I don't know how to create this friend group. And Maddie is the perfect example of somebody who is like, she did the reaching out first. So as a reminder, it is scary, but you have to be brave enough and do that and throw out the chance for whimsy. And that for her, that was throwing it out on social media to say, meet me at my garage. She put her life at risk.
I vetted people. I said, apply online so I can text people that know you. I didn't say that part, but I did.
But deep down. And so it's like, but if you know somebody, you saw somebody at work, you see a mom friend at school, you've heard of this person a few times and you're like, they seem cool. Do the bold thing, do the brave thing, reach out, and if you end up getting your feelings hurt or if they act a fool, you just reach out to us and I will put a hex on them.
She's not lying.
I will do it.
I think, put simply, this is your discipline. You have to have a good, strong, healthy friend or friends. How do we get there? Just like with your marriage, just like with your parenting, just like with your friendships, like we're talking about. You have to be the healthiest version of yourself first.
Amen.
That is a lonely process because you cannot rely on anyone else to make you healthy. It all comes into you. When you get good at being healthy via therapy, via podcast, reading, daily habits, then you're able to attract the type of people that you want to grow with.
Oof.
Right? Because if you're unhealthy and you're going out and looking for people, you're probably going to end up doing things like binge drinking or gossiping or doing things that you can unhealthily connect with. So get yourself healthy. Can't blame anyone else for bad relationships if you're entering them with an unhealthy brain. Okay? Then you start putting yourself out there. And the truth is you'll feel braver and you'll also feel less let down if stuff doesn't work out because you'll be healthy enough to go, that wasn't meant for me.
For real.
And then it's like a rolling rock. You'll lose some, gain some, but it's not personal. You'll just start to find your people because you've found who you are. That takes discipline. It takes a lot of discipline to show up for yourself every day.
That's good.
And sometimes it's lonely. But the end result, the long-term goal, is a full and happy life.
America's sweetheart.
I was homecoming queen.
That pisses me off because I wanted to be homecoming queen.
My school was a lot smaller than
I
yours.
told the homecoming queen of our high school very recently when we were at a wedding in Santa Barbara. I was like, remember that you were homecoming queen? She's like, it's the thrill of my life to think about it.
Yeah, and she's like, remember when you were Miss Oklahoma?
I was like, remember it was not enough? There were people, the Miss Oklahoma board was at this wedding and was asking said homecoming queen, shout out to you, Kirby, you freaking
so cool.
Boss, love you.
Cool name.
She's the coolest person I've ever met, period. I don't care what anyone says. She's just...
Besides Kelly.
Obviously, yes. But my thing is, so the Miss Oklahoma board was like, why wasn't Kelsey homecoming queen? And she was so sweet. She was like, well, it was more like, you had to kind of be in like athletics or sports. I was like, you can say it. Say it for the people in the back. I was a little weird and you're allowed to say it. She was like, well, in the best way. And I was like,
Kelsey was too true to herself to be homecoming queen.
But Kirby is always, again, I'm gonna send this to Kirby so she knows I was talking about her, but she's always been extremely true to herself, but she's just naturally cool, which is frustrating for some of us. Who's wearing her maternity dress for fun.
And rocking it.
I don't care. I'm dressed in a tarp and I like it. Suck that. Suck that. Suck that.
And on that note,
love ya.
Love you guys. Go find some discipline and whimsy.
We wanted to give a shout out to Price Mortgage Group. who is the mortgage broker of Edmond and Oklahoma City and basically any surrounding area in the state of Oklahoma. If you need a mortgage now, you need to call Price Mortgage Group and reach out to Kelsey Paul.
Also, we'd like to thank Stitch and Pretty for sponsoring us with the best swag. If you need custom stitching done in an intricate, beautiful, detail-oriented design, she is your girl, stitchandpretty.com or at Stitch and Pretty on Instagram.